We all know how to count to 1,000, but let's look at how we actually do the counting. Here we have a state chart that describes the process. Of course, your kindergarten teacher didn't show you this state chart when he or she taught you how to count from 1 to 10, but this is a way to describe what we're doing. Okay, so we start right here at this dot and we look at the least significant digit. So remember what the least significant digit is. So for example, the least significant digit in this number would be 9, and in this number it would be 0 or 1, for example. Okay, so we look at the least significant digit and we make a choice. So either the digit is a 9 or it's something else. So if it's a 9, it changes into a 0. And if it's not a 9, we just increase it. So from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 0 to 1, and so on. And so if the digit was a 9, we would have changed it to a 0, and then we would have looked at the next significant digit and done the same process. So is it a 9? Yes, turn it to a 0. If it's not a 9, just increase the digit. And once you've increased the digit, you stop. Try it with a few numbers. Let's look at a few examples. So let's say we have 75 and we want to find the next number. So we look at the least significant digit, which in this case is a 5. And it's not a 9, so we increase the digit. 76. 801. If we want to find the number that comes after 801, we look at the least significant digit, which is a 1, and we increase it. So that's 802. We want to find the number that comes after 3. Well, we increase that digit and we get 4. How about 49? We look at the least significant digit. It's a 9. And because it's a 9, we're going to change it to a 0. And we're going to look at the next significant digit, which is a 4. 4 is not a 9, so we're going to increase it. So we get 50. Least significant digit here is a 9. So we're going to change it to a 0. And look at the next significant digit. The next significant digit is also a 9. Change it to a 0. The next significant digit is a 2. It's not a 9, so we're going to increase it. And that digit will stay the same. So that's how we find the number that comes after 1299. So now that we know how to count, we can use any number of symbols to count with. We're used to counting with 10 symbols from 0 to 9, but we could count with zeros and ones, which are 2 symbols, or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, which makes up 16 symbols. Check and see if the process still applies to this sequence of numbers. We go from 0 to 1 because we're increasing the least significant digit by 1. And instead of a 9 being our highest digit, it's a 1. So now 1s will turn into 0s. And there's an imaginary 0 over here. So that 0 is going to flip over to a 1 when we follow the state chart. And now we've got 1, 0. 0 becomes a 1 because it's increasing. 1 stays the same. Now it's kind of like we have 99 in the decimal system. So the 1 turns to a 0. We look at the next significant digit. The 1 goes to a 0. And then the next significant digit is a 0, which you can't see here. And that turns into a 1. So we're left with 1, 0, 0. And then we look at the least significant digit, which is a 0. It flips over to 1, and so on. See if you can follow the sequence. With 16 symbols, same process, except that you have to get all the way to the letter F before it turns to a 0, and we increase the next significant digit.